How much longer will we be flying to Trotsky?
Maximum couple of hours, I think.
Oh my god, we won't get there until next Xmas.
We will, calm down. But if you already said about Xmas, we will try to use it in our example.
What? How? What are you talking about?
You see, there are a lot of configuration of flags that we can use for our custom scanning or TCP float attacks. For example, if you take a look to our scanning and reacting table, you can see that similar target got fin, null and Xmas scan. I mean this when I was talking about Xmas. They based on a loophole in the TCP to differentiate between open and closed ports. RST in response means for them the port is closed. No answer mean filtering. Xmas contains fin, push, urgent flags in one packet, lightning like Christmas tree. That's why its name is Xmas. First we're gonna go to our PATI and we will try to restore our previous rules from the previous lesson. So we need to type iptables -restore and put here the path where our iptables saved files are stored. So etc iptables and next it was rules ack fin scan. Now we're gonna check our rules and like you see it's correct, we've got our rules. Again, so let's try to use information about our scanning that we'll be preventing now. We know that Xmas scan is using fin, push and urgent flags. So we need to choose those three flags and we will be using and preventing it in the same way like previous we were preventing the fin scanning. So we will type iptables and use input because we're gonna input this rule on the first place in our input chain. Next we need to type input, first place, we're gonna choose protocol TCP and we need to use TCP flags of course. We must pick fin, next push, PSH, and next urgent. And we're gonna use a mask all just to let the iptables to choose those three flags from the all existing flags that can be used. Next thing, we need to use a module, of course, state with exclamation mark, because we don't want to pick a packets that could be a part of any existing unrelated connections, so we're gonna type here like previous established and related. The target will be the same and we're gonna send this unwanted traffic to our invalid TCP chain. So invalid underscore TCP and it should be working. We can check if we've got it on our first place. All mask, fin urgent push. So it should be working. The next thing I want to show you in this lesson is how to prevent a null scan. We're talking about this when we start this lessons from transport layer. I told you that you can specify some flags, all and none, just to prevent this kind of attack. It will be looking like this. Attacker will send packet with no flag set to the victim. So let's try to prevent this. To do this, we will use our previous rule, but we change this part with in urgent and push flag. We're gonna specify here none. Next we're gonna go to our Wireshark. I've got here a filter applied that will show me the traffic to 192.168.222 IP address of our firewall on the port 5555, and I'm gonna use nping to generate these packets. So first, let's try to attack our firewall with XMS scan. Protocol TCP, of course, flags, like fin, push and urgent. Port 5555, and we're gonna count, let me say, one packet. We don't want to do any float, but only scanning. Like you see in response, we've got RST. We can check it in our Wireshark. Send it to port 5555, and we get in response RST acknowledge flag. We can do the same with null scan. Let's try to generate these packets. We need to type flags and choose none. And the same, RA, min, reset, RST, acknowledge. So this is how we can prevent those kind of attacks. Next, we're gonna try to prevent attacks in UDP protocol. SYN, acknowledge, fin, XMS and null we've got behind us.